Hamjambo to my Swahili speaking viewers, and hello to you all. It is one thing to have a brilliant idea in your mind, and it is a completely different feeling to see the idea come to fruition. I would be lying if I said I am not terrified. This project is bigger than me, bigger than all of us. The past week has had me reflecting how huge this opportunity is in giving a voice to the voiceless for the communities that are already feeling the impacts of climate change to a great extent. For a long time, as Africans, we have had our voices sidelined, and now is the time for us to actually take position and have our voices heard not only at national or regional, but also at global stages. I come from a small town here in Kenya called Iten. Agriculture is the backbone of my community's economy. My siblings and I were able to go through school because our parents were able to sell their farm produce to supplement their income from their day jobs. A common practice at the moment within rural areas of Kenya is that parents are asked to come with farm produce to school so that they pay subsidized tuition fees. This just shows how crucial a stable climate is for us. The impacts of climate change in the last decade have truly intensified. Unfortunately, these impacts are no longer foreign to us. Here in Kenya, the northern part of Kenya is experiencing one of the most prolonged droughts in history. And this means children are losing their lives because of malnutrition. We have seen farmers lose their livestock to drought. Moving to Mozambique, we have seen cyclones happening for the past couple of years, and this means that communities continue to lose their properties, continue to lose their lives. The most recent unfortunate incident is the one that happened in South Africa. Hundreds of people lost their lives to flash floods. What does this mean for us in Africa? Unfortunately, we have contributed only 4% to the global emissions, yet we are the hardest hit by the impacts of climate change. Unfortunately, we are not having enough conversations about climate change within our communities, within our places of work. And we forget that there is no economic development, there is no food security, there is no every good thing that we desire for our lives without a stable climate. Kenya is preparing for elections this year, and I can bet I have not seen a politician put climate change or environmental conservation as part of their manifesto. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to officially introduce to you the Hali Hewa Podcast. Hali Hewa is a Swahili term for climate, and this will be a series of 8 podcast episodes highlighting the impacts of climate change across Africa, bringing together key African players in the climate space. Climate change to most communities has been this complex term, and now this podcast seeks to break down the complex terms used to describe climate change through sharing real stories and experiences. Some of the topics that we will tackle include loss and damage, just transition in Africa, the impacts of climate change, youth spaces, and indigenous communities. Some of the guests include Miss Elizabeth Wanjira Wathuti, who is a climate activist from Kenya. We'll also have Wanjira Maathai of WRI and Wanjira Maathai Foundation, among many. With COP27 happening in Africa, in Egypt to be specific, it is important for us to have a shared narrative as a people from Africa. It is important to have our voices amplified in spaces where we are able to articulate our priorities and expectations for COP27. I am super excited about the possible impacts that this podcast could bring in amplifying our stories as Africans and also creating awareness on what is happening to us and ensuring that we understand whatever we're experiencing, science can actually explain. The first episode will be out soon. Stay tuned.